It started when I was very little, by Janice Booth. When I was born, I lacked the gift of language. I knew who I was, but I wasn't able to tell anyone. A doctor looked at my body and declared me a boy, and then he slapped my behind. Not a very nice way to enter into the world. First, he got who I was wrong, and then he hit me for no reason. My mom and dad took me home. They fed me and clothed me, cared for me, gave me hugs and love. I needed them to survive, and I knew it. It was easy to tell what made them smile and what made them frown, so I did the things that made them smile, even though I didn't really want to. I quickly learned what the big people liked. When I was hungry, they would feed me, so I did the things that made them happy. I did the things that I thought would get smiles and hugs. I avoided those things that made them react with frowns, even though some of those things were what I really wanted to do. The longer I acted in concert with the smiles of the big people, the more the big people approved. As I grew older, I had some confusion. I knew how to behave to please the big people, but it was not how I wanted to behave. On those few occasions I behaved naturally, I received frowns and corrections. I didn't like the frowns, and I hated the corrections. I was not stupid, so I learned quickly how to act to get the smiles, and I acted that way. I absorbed a set of rules on how to behave and a set of goals I should pursue. The goals I learned were not the same as the drive I felt inside, but I needed those big people, and I had to please them. I had to keep them smiling. When I finally reached an age where my dependence on the big people was lessening, my internal compass had already been set, and the world outside had become the big people. I had learned that there were things I was supposed to like and goals I was supposed to strive for, and that many of the ones that I felt inside were not okay. No one forced me to be that way. No one had an agenda for me. The big people had believed the doctor, and I had been unable to correct them. And now that I was able, it was too late. The TV and movies showed me more about how I felt inside. They told me clearly that when boys wear girls' clothes, they are to be ridiculed and laughed at and never respected. The news showed stories of people murdered for simply looking differently than others thought they should. These rules were enforced everywhere. I internalized them and made them a part of me. I enforced these rules on myself, and the rules created my own self-image. How could I possibly be correct in how I felt inside if the entire world said I was wrong? I built the biggest and thickest wall around my core that I could, and I hid inside there, being extremely careful not to allow any hint about who I was inside. Essentially, I kept the world at an arm's length away from the real me. As a young man, I would spend my days doing all those things young men do. I played football, studied martial arts, and dated girls. I had one activity that I was sure was mine alone. At night, when everyone was gone and I was alone, I would reach to the very back of my closet and take out the bag. I would change my clothes and travel in my imagination to a faraway place. A place where I did not need to hide myself. I would occasionally go out and drive around dressed that way. I would return home and take off the clothes, put the bag to the back of the closet, and cringe. I would feel dirty and disgusted with myself for being so weak as to not resist this perversion. I would feel so bad that I would discard the clothes, bag and all, and swear to myself that I would never do that again. Never is a very long time. For a while I searched for myself, just as everyone else was doing at the time, never realizing that I was right there. The real me was right there all the time. I just could not, or would not, see me. No one could see me. The wall would not let them. I needed my friends now. They were now my big people. My best friend wanted me to be the person to do guy stuff with. My girlfriend wanted me to be the man she could admire. My parents wanted me to be happy and to live a wonderful life. My grandparents wanted me to be the future of our family. I wanted to be me. But that want was not okay. I could not be myself and satisfy all the others too. Being me required frustrating all of the wishes my loved ones had for me, and that would be selfish. Reinforce the wall. I lived my life that way for 60 years. I met many of the goals I had accepted. I even met some of my own goals. I had some good times and some successes, but there was always something missing. In all of my life's experiences, I had never been totally there. There was always something missing. Then, one day, the real me exploded and refused to hide any longer. At first, I wrestled with guilt over having lied to everyone all my life about who I am. Then it occurred to me that all I had really done was comply with the wishes of those around me. I had played a role that complied with what I believed the rules were. I had done it so well that I had even achieved concealing the truth from myself for a very long time. If I allowed the true me to show, what would I lose? Whom would I hurt? After an entire life living by the rules, how do I give them up? Who is this person inside that is demanding to be free? It cannot be me. I'm a good man, a family man. I have children and a career. People know me. No, they don't, whispered a voice inside. I thought about what I was setting out to do. I would take hormones that cause bodily changes that I would not be able to hide. Those changes would make me a complete freak of nature, as if I wasn't already one. I reached out for support from the transgender community, and there I saw people that frightened me inside. I saw people who were like me. They were the same people I had spent a lifetime working not to be like, because the rules said it was not okay. I was scared, very scared. I was setting out to become everything that I had avoided, everything I had hidden. I had hidden it so well for so long. Couldn't I just hide it a little while longer? Why did I need to tell the world? I did not need to tell the world. I needed to tell myself. The world was not my judge. I was my judge. I was afraid of losing my family and friends, but they were not who I was most afraid of losing. It was the man I had worked so hard for so long to become that I feared losing the most. As much as he had been my jailer, he was also my protector. He kept me safe behind the wall. He reinforced the wall when it needed it. I was setting out to obliterate him from existence. I was going to do more than just kill him. I was going to morph him into a state where he was no longer connected to reality at all. When I was finished, there would be no trace of him left. How could I live without him? I would be exposed and vulnerable. People would know me. The real true me. No one has ever known the true me. Without him, I would be defenseless. I had to find a way to keep him and also set myself free. The only way would be to do something that I had not heard any other trans person ever speak of. I would need to integrate him into me. I would need to embrace him as an important, worthy, and strong part of me. I have stopped suppressing myself. I have stopped concealing any part of me. I have stopped hiding who I really am, trying to comply with someone else's rules. I have let go of the shame for who I am. I am fully here and living my life honestly and proudly. No more rules given to me by others. I live by my own rules. Oh, and that wall? It's been torn down.